The mayor of Coquitlam says he got a call. A senior in his community who uses a wheelchair was stuck, unable to find an accessible taxi to take him home.
Despite booking it, despite promises, the cab never showed up.
Stewart says he called Bel Air Taxi, which operates all 3 cab companies in the Tri-Cities, and was told by a dispatcher that there were no accessible vehicles on the road.
The Passenger Transportation Board will give you taxi licenses, a percentage of which are wheelchair taxis, and they're required to operate them.
It's an issue the mayor says he's been battling for years. But the taxi company says it's due to staffing shortages.
There's no lack of wheelchair taxis. We have a shortage for wheelchair drivers.
Nan says many drivers have left the industry for Uber or Lyft. It was also a long weekend. And on top of that, he says only a certain number of drivers are trained to operate accessible taxis. For disability advocates, it's all too familiar.
I was frustrated but not surprised.
McCain says inaccessible transportation has been an issue in BC for decades.
So a bad experience with a taxi, with not being able to access a taxi, may stop the person from making plans the next time or trying to get out in the community.
The Disability Alliance of BC says the province and the private industry need to work together to make sure that this is dealt with once and for all.
Accessibility is a human rights issue. So when it comes to human rights issues, we should take every measure to ensure that we're not perpetuating harm.
The Passenger Transportation Board, which oversees the taxi industry, didn't respond to repeated requests from the CBC. But the province says it's committed to reducing barriers for individuals with accessibility needs. It launched a program this year which provided funding for taxi companies to maintain their accessible cabs. Still, Stewart wants to see immediate action.
Figure it out or else introduce some more competition so that someone else will do it.
After more than 3 hours, the senior was picked up and taken home. Joel Ballard, CBC News, Coquitlam.